Morning, London. It is just a few minutes over 2 a.m. Eastern, and it's 8 September. Another weekend has passed, and we're back on Monday. I hope everybody's doing well. So I changed my setup a little bit. Moved downstairs for the time being. So just want to check it out, how that goes. It's just a little tryout. Having some issues for some reason. The place where I'm staying, it feels like there's some kind of vibration pump has been installed in the neighbors. It's giving a very annoying vibration. Very weird. So we're trying to figure out where it's coming from. I don't know if anyone else has that issue, but it's sort of like, it sucks because it's sort of like you get motion sickness if you're sensitive to it, which I am. But nothing important for here. We're back on the charts, and yeah, it was a nice Friday, very interesting. It was a nice week, NFP week. So this week is going to be about live trading, using my funded and another eval, but this week is more about doing less demo trades and more live trades. Obviously, when I start trading on Monday London session, I do trade demo just to warm up, especially after a weekend that I haven't been that much on the charts. Then I just want to make sure, and I just moved as well, so I just want to make sure everything's working fine. So just going to check if everything is working well. So I don't have best screens here at the moment. Just set it up. Check if everything's okay. Might be a little bit noisier. Here. So I will check, guys. I'm sorry. I think I'm having some internet. It's very slow here, but I need to make sure it's okay. Because I moved to the I am connected to the router, but if I check, it seems really. So if somebody can give me some feedback, if it's okay, then I know that for sure to continue. Just don't want to have bad connection. Should be fine. OBS is doing fine. Okay, well, that's the most important thing, so that it broadcasts well to you guys. That's it. Gosh, I still need to warm up, but we have some coffee. So actually, it was a very clear TGIF in the sense that, we had a move up and it caught everybody by surprise, right? Friday. Everybody thought it would go higher, but we went over last week's high. That would, where it exactly turned as well on Thursday. And now it just went a little bit higher, just into that liquidity zone, and then it just dropped. But the interesting part was if you put the TGIF zones on your chart, you could exactly it didn't go much higher again. When we made the low, it just went up into the TGIF zone, and it never actually got out of that TGIF. It just made its way up into that zone. And during the stream, PM session, I already said, I don't expect much anymore in the PM session. We just might like a little pop up, but that's it. It's just going to putz around in that area, which it actually did. So even though it's not a proper TGIF, it's still important to use those levels, especially on Thursday and Friday. So I hope I could have enlightened given some educational background on that, how I use TGIF data on a Friday. And even though it's not a proper TGIF, well, actually it was a proper TGIF, think about it, but normally what you want to see is that it takes out another high which is created on Friday and then go back into the zone but doesn't go through it. So then you have your levels. It's your end level, for example. So it makes it more confusing when it goes all the way through it, right? So that's the point. So that's what I want to say. Let's look into London. Let's have a chat. Let's have a look if there's anything. On Mondays, especially no news Mondays, for me, I use the NWalks a lot. We have a new NWalk, obviously, and what happens a lot when we stay in the range, because we have to get into the weekly profile. I call it Ping Pong Mondays, and you can clearly define good trades between NWalks and event horizons. So that's something I always look at. And if that is not really clear on Monday, and I also believe we have a no news Tuesday, I also always have them on my charts and I watch them specifically. And and that makes trades, you can have really good trades between those levels and frame them with some other confluences. So that's how I go about it. So let's see. I do another chat with Okay, so we touch midnight. That's the dashed line. I'm not really interested in a trade right now because we're sort of like just in consolidation area. We're just giving it some time. Obviously, we didn't have a nice move at 2, which indicates that we might get a move later on during London. I'm going to look into some levels now and see how it's. Okay. So, let's see, let me get this one here. So this is an interesting level. I'm looking at this level 933. It's 11 past 2. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Organize market maker in some days Asia's higher is going to be taken out most likely now. 761-ish. That's not. See, we can possibly go to this level here at the moment. That's the first percentage fair value gap of Friday's Asia. Show you higher time. Let's see how it's being used. Here it is. Let's see through it. into it, and we put into it with the body. So we have a, now we can define it basically almost as a version, right? So let's see if it does work as an inversion once it goes over it. You can see it's 15, and it becomes proper 1, 2, 3. Now it's a valid one. So we get above this, this can be used to trampoline to the upside. So this is now an important level to watch. The 770. Either we reject from here, or we go further up. Obviously, you have liquidity here. Would be Asia's high, right? So let's see. This is the fourth area, and I should just watch. You would think, okay, we've got enough liquidity, and then they go out. It's just using this fair value gap, which goes on in the midpoint of this 15-minute inversion. Could we go back the time to use for, which is the opening price of today? So I need a little more information for now. Still warming up. What I do see here is a select candle. So I like that. What I like to see is that it goes into it, and then it might be from here. That's a possibility. So that'll be 876-ish. So it's about 930 level from Friday. That's a possibility. Let's just watch. Let's watch. Here we go. So I noticed a lot of the times when we have a 2 a.m. move, and then most of the times there are little moves inside, but then I get upstream about 4-ish or a little bit before, and then I see another good move. So I think a good London session could be would actually until from 2 a.m. till 4, or just start later at 2:30-ish and wait for the 4. But then again, I like to to get the information, because it helps me a lot, especially during AM session, PM session, if I see certain moves happening or what's not happening. So for me, it's always like I want to be behind the charts a little bit and have a look what's going on. And sometimes you just don't catch proper trade, and it happens later, right? So yeah, that's how it is. But then again, I still want to have I get a good idea what the best time is to trade and what people like. Just curious, if you have feedback on that, what is the are you behind the charts already at 2 or before 2 to catch the 2 a.m. move, or do you prefer a little later in London area? So I know some people come before 3 a.m. Eastern. Just curious. So actually, this presented fair value gap, it's the orange line from last week, because we blasted through a lot of levels, right? And what you could see Friday, that it left Asia low. That was a very clear indication. I mentioned that on Friday's London stream. It just not take out Asia lows, remember? So I already mentioned, like, listen, this is going to be an important level if we go to the downside, because it left it on purpose. And I also mentioned that when it takes out Friday's or Thursday's high, but really high, because it also did not just take it out on London, and it was just a bit above that high, then it made a turn, and it just went down, yeah, downhill. Did not take a trade. No, honestly, I'm even behind trades. I just let it go. I didn't look at the charts later on. Wasn't really interested, but it was a bloody good move to get. I mean, and it was at some point pretty clear what it was doing, right? So yeah, I hope people got it and benefited from that much move to downside. But I hope also a lot of people got caught in that move because everybody was thinking it's going up, going up, it's going up. Which it wasn't. But now let's see. I can't watch the chat all the time now because I have one screen here at the moment, so I might not react straight away, but I will check a couple of times. So I don't want to miss the chats. That's the fun part actually of streaming. Now this is also very interesting, guys. What I want to point out is the midnight is the deadline, and I use the 4 o'clock a lot, especially my model, the 10-4. Now, if you mark the 4 a.m., so that means the 4 a.m. is printed and the line just gets set in time. Now, I have mentioned my model, the 10-4, so that means in the AM session, if the 10 a.m. is printed and the 4 a.m. hasn't been touched for quite a while, it's still open. I want to see the manipulation of the 10 a.m. candle, let's say the hourly or even the 15-minute, preferably the hourly. I want to get into the manipulation move of the opening candle of the 10 and then ride it to the 4 a.m. Those two always work in conjunction. So I love to see that 4 and the midnight are really close to each other. Now what I'm hoping is that it's going to move away, and then if I don't get a good trade in London, I might get a good trade in the AM session if I get my 10-4 model. 10-4 model is very mechanical and it's easy money. It's basically where I live off. So if I see this and I don't see an A+ setup, I might just do demo right now and just really, yeah, just wait for my 10-4 later this morning in the AM session. It is so amazing, and I really hope people can benefit from it. I don't want to make a video on it because I don't want everyone to know, because it's such a good model. So I'm not going to do that. So just for the people that join the stream. There's some things that's too good to share too much, I think, to be honest. So yeah. I actually shared a video, and I'm actually thinking of taking it off. It's about the 8:30 candle, how you can use it to basically calculate ranges. It's just the layer 1 information. There's much more to it, but I already think it's too much information to give just like that, because it's just it literally helps you calculate a trading range in a specific session. Yeah, it's all it's so manipulated and so rigged. All the swing highs and lows are manipulated by high frequency algorithms. So there is no swing point that is created literally by buying and selling pressure. It's just induced fear and greed reactions of the retail that is created by certain moves that is created by the algo. It's really, it is so fascinating in a way that you can calculate basically everything. But it's a rabbit hole, and I'm in it. And yeah, I'd love to share just things, but some things, if you really studied a lot, you just don't want to give it away like too easily, I guess, because people need to put in the work as well, I guess. And yeah. I'm just gonna check this again. Is that it takes up? Sorry guys, I just was checking something, if my sound was okay, because I just have one laptop here. Say hello if you want to. I would like to know if anybody is already trading in London or waiting for a specific set. Look, we have a lot of liquidity here. the move is too small for me to get in. I'm not interested at the moment, but it's pretty clear to me that we're either going in this zone or we're going to tap it and create more liquidity to take later. As I mentioned on the 15-minute, this line, this is the first presented fair value gap from last Friday's London session. And for me, it's an important level. You can now on the 15, it's almost an inversion, right? That means if we go over it again, it's going to be a trampoline to the upside. So this is now a very important level for me to look, are we going higher or lower? So I wouldn't, we could reject somewhere from here and go lower and then go up later. But this is now an important level to watch because we have liquidity here, trend line liquidity. But are we going just to take it partially in London and take it out later? And yeah, I love my 4 o'clock is near my midnight, so that gives me a very that's an indication for me. Let me put it this way: a high probability that I get my 10-4 model later in the AM session, after 10 a.m. That's what I hope for. And if it doesn't present itself today, it will do it tomorrow. Then this 4 a.m. becomes very significant to me. My 10-4 model is my go-to model. I love it. Very easy mechanical. I call it easy money. But anyway, that's that. I think I got my 10-4 model basically, even in NFP week. I didn't trade my live account or my, I did pass an eval on Monday or Tuesday in NFP week. And I believe it was with the 10-4 model as well. It was on, I believe, on Monday. Yeah, I think, and it happened even on Tuesday and I think even on another day. It was, I think, 3 times that week, last week. So anyway, but I'm very open about the 10-4 model. Anybody who wants the asks about it, they'll get everything, all the information, because it's so clean, it's so mechanical. It takes all the emotions out of the trading. And the move might, if it's a large move, it might go lower, but you have your point. Sometimes it's 50 to 100 points, and it's within a few minutes. And that's what I like. I made a short about my 1.5 hour trade. It's actually really funny, just me just getting annoyed, very hopeful. Then I'm annoyed. Then I fall asleep almost, and then I, get angry, and then it suddenly gets there. So happy. It's actually really funny how a day trader, it made me realize how actually I really don't like to be in long trades. I never thought about it. It's just, you do your trades and you do your thing, and then sitting on your hands sometimes. And when you're very, I was very confident in the level that it was going to hit. So I wanted that trade, just also, to practice execution in NFP week. I do that a lot. And I got in and I was like, okay, well, you know what? Let's see if it happens in this macro. And then it did nothing. NFP week, it just slowly grinds. It just like melts up really, really slow. And yeah, I just didn't get out and just wanted to really hit a TP hit. It did at some point, but it took a long time. It was very annoying. But yeah, it's part of trading. It was still, how many points was it? 45 points for 1.5 hours. So that's something as a day trader. Do we like that? I guess not. That's not what we want. Let's go to the 1 minute. Let's see if we can frame a trade. Yeah, I think the move is a little bit too small for me now to, well, maybe not. Let's see. Because we're here to trade, right? We're not here to chat. You don't want to hear me chat all the time. Hey, TJ, how are you doing? I'm sorry, I don't have 2 screens here, so I have to double check the I'm looking at the 4-hour bearish OB above. Yeah. You mean for a rejection to the downside, right? I'm going to look at the 4-hour as well. I haven't even checked that. I have a bit of a headache today. I have a really weird situation. Like, I think there's some kind of, the neighbors have installed some kind of pump, and I've been like having a vibration all weekend. So I feel like I'm a little bit like motion sickness. It's so weird. So I moved to the other side to see if it's a little bit less. So they're investigating now what it is. But it was like, on Saturday night, it was like really, I think they had like a pressure issue with the pump. Because it was like, and then it went really like the house was vibrating. I mean, shit. So yeah, really weird. Let me have a look at the 4 hour. I love the 4 hour, by the way. I use it a lot. I love the 4 hour. Have you done well on Friday, TJ? Did you do anything on Friday? Did you trade NFP week? I actually don't want people to trade that much on NFP week, but there were some good options. It was a good move down though. Hey, look what I did. I mention London. I said, if it comes above here, be careful. And mark, if you use manipulation move, mark the 125. You see how precise it is. I had this on my screen on I think on London already. I didn't want to give it away. Because I'm not always, I calculate levels but I'm not, it is an indication for me, but I just don't know. And I'm not going to say these things if I'm not sure. But you had these on the 4 hour. Look here, you have a flat bottom as well. Yeah. So I did say once it goes over this level, be mindful that it could go down anytime. Yeah. 4 hour OB. Let me have a look. 4 hour. Are you looking at this one here? So you see this level here, the 0.5 that I measured, that was a weekly wick, I believe. Let me go. I know I don't like to swap too much. See how it's rejecting in this. This is important now for me, how it's rejecting in this inversion, 15-minute inversion. No trades yet for me. Still waiting. Still getting into. Okay, I just want to show you. Is it? No, it's not. It's the monthly. Okay, I'm going to take this one off. I'm going to do it another time. Okay, it is the weekly. There we go. Yeah, so you see here, this one here. It's a monthly wick. A weekly wick, I'm sorry. Now, obviously, we see there's been some wicking inside it already, so we have to, sometimes you have to, if there's bodies going over it, you have to adjust it. And sometimes also you have to look at these, they actually, when you have wicks, you have to calculate both wicks because there are gaps and then take the midpoint of them. Now this wick has gone into it as well, so we have to recalculate this last week's wick. Hold on, I'm just going to do this. 593, 88. Okay. It's a very small area between that 993 and here, so it could also reject in between those two. So 798, 798, 986. Okay. Now I'm gonna stick to this level. 937, 98. Wasn't it a different level? 36. Okay, this is what I actually wanted to see, that it rejects from this level here. Now this is not correct, this level now, because it was above it. I know that for sure. Boy, where were you? You were so well calculated last time. Where were you? I just need to get this one up and running again. Let me go to the monthly. I just want to double check this. I think there was a monthly interesting point as well. Okay. We are already, are the bodies already above the monthly midpoint? Okay, here we go. Now this is an interesting level. So we rejected exactly. So I'm just using this monthly wick to see if the body, if we're going to be bullish, we want the bodies to go over that midpoint, right? So now we see that this also is exactly the monthly midpoint. And we are obviously not going higher. So yeah, I think this is an important level to write down as a monthly CE of a wick. Once we go over, we are going to be bullish. We're going to blast. We're going to go to new all-time highs, right? It could go to 75% maybe, or 1/3 of the level, but you know, those are probably just minor retracements then when the body really goes over. But on the monthly, it's hard to see. So you really need to go on the lower time frame because obviously the monthly is too high, but important level. And on the weekly, we have, yeah, I just want to go to this week. You see, we haven't had any body closure on the weekly above this wick too. So I'm going to use this level now. I think it's significant. You see, there's no bodies. The bodies are equal here. So I'm going to use this level here as an important level. 925-ish. 925. Okay. Enough. And then we go back to the 4 hour. I want to see your level, TJ. Still need to warm up. You know, this liquidity has gotten me already for 2 weeks now, to be honest. I mean, it didn't get me. I was this week I wasn't prepared. I was like, oh, we're gonna get it right, and then we had this Thursday back in the zone, and then Friday it still did not take it out. So it's really taking its time, but we're still bullish on the higher time frame. We still are taking these levels. I mean, we're still working in a bullish. I'm still bullish, to be honest. You know, look at this. We went down. There's like a retracement into an area here. Using this as a going back up. We have a flat top, and well, look at this for later. Ooh, nice, beautiful. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this week. I'm going to create my live account, and I call along. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this week. I have a funded next account, and you get payout after 3 days. So I really want to have just 1 or 2 trades in a day, and then get a payout in 3 days. That's my goal for this week. So I'm going to be very specific. I want to trade my 10-4 model. Were you here when I talked about my 10-4, TJ? My 10-4 model is very mechanical, very easy, and hey, Poopy, hello, my love. I just love it because I basically live off my 10-4. I have to be honest about that. That's where my safe trades. So I don't know if you were here, but I love it to see that the 4 a.m. is very near midnight because, you know, we know midnight is a draw on liquidity, right? So once we go back into a range and there's it goes, you know, it always takes out midnight at some point again. And with 4 o'clock being so close, I'm like, okay, it's either going to move away from it, hopefully, during London and the PM session. And then I hope we get a 10 a.m. print, get a manipulation move, which is obviously the wick. You want to get into that wick area before it gets back to the open. So, and then you ride it back to the 4 a.m., which is printed. Let's see, where are you printed? You are, should be this line somewhere. Where's the, oh, is this? Oh, You know, I'm still sleeping. I'm sorry. It's 2:37. This is not the 4 a.m. of today. But anyway, it actually did not. You can also use the old 4 a.m.s, by the way. So if we didn't have a good 10-4 Friday, which we actually didn't, this is an area where you can use the old 4. But as you can see, I'm still not awake. It's just 2:37, and I'm thinking, oh, that's the 4 a.m. printed just now. Gosh, I need more coffee. I really slept really bad because of that vibration, and sort of like I also got nauseated in a way. It's really weird. Yeah. Mm. I know in Europe, most lawsuits nowadays are about people planting a heat pump and stuff like that. They go off grid, and the houses are so close. Are so close to each other that people are really like fighting each other over it. And like, am I here now in South Africa, and, where it's warm? It feels like somebody installed some kind of pump, which is now working full time. Yeah. So now we have to, now this level is exactly the level of the monthly 50% wick. So it's an important level to watch um, for today and for the rest of the week if we are going to the downside. But I'm still bullish on the higher level. I want to have my N walks because it's ping pong Monday and Tuesday. And hey, um, it's ping pong time, and you'll see I can frame a lot of good trades in between those levels. I'm just gonna change this a little bit, guys, because it's too dark to me. For me, I don't like that. I don't want the last. We don't need the last ones. And event horizon is very important to me as well. And I don't want you to be this color. No way. It's too dark. And it wants to be green. And it also have to be green. Very light green. That's better, right? You agree? I don't want it to. Okay, here we go. So the purple line is the event horizon. And what you already see, obviously, on the 4 hour, we are already in, am I in the right chart? Okay. Now you see the 2 hour, we're in 41 minutes, right? We don't have a wick on the bottom. The bodies are still around the mid area. So let's see what it does. I think we're going a little bit more down to the downside before we go back up, but I could be wrong. So we did create a fair value gap here. We have, I think once we go through this area, we're going to new all-time highs because then we're above the midpoint of the monthly wick as well, right? So So we've got one of the end walks here. We've got the event horizon here, and then we have another end walk here. So this area, and especially if we stay in the range on Monday, is a very important area to watch and to frame your trades within this area. It's not a very big area, but you see you have the 4-hour gap as well. That tends to be traded back into as well. So yeah, so this is the range that I would. Once you get over this range, then you go into the other. So this is also in the green line, right? All the green lines are end walks. Technically I don't even use end dogs on days like this, but I should maybe as well to refine the trades a little bit. But yeah, just mark these areas or just have them on your chart and see what happens, because you'll really see that you can really frame your trades in between. And once it goes to the downside, you know, you can use it as a confluence. Like, okay, the event horizon is here. And it's a magnet. They're magnets, event horizons. So yeah, so that's how I use them on Monday. So do you trade any other models? Yeah, I trade. I've got time-based models I use. Obviously, I use a lot of ICT-based things like breakers. I do trade off order blocks as well, fair value gaps. Some models I don't even really think about them, but 10-4 is the one in the AM session that I use a lot. Then when I really, like, I made a video of my 3.6R trade, for example, when I'm quite sure if I calculated a few levels and I know the daily ranges, or when I know when swing points, because you can calculate those. I made one video on them. I might take that one off because there's a lot of information I actually might not even want to share, to be honest. And the 3.6R trade, if I have my range is clear, I just wait for a specific time sometimes, because it's all time based, and I look at behavior. So I might have to name a few models differently, but I combine ICT with more time based things. So I use time a lot. There's Anar9, he's called 9 on Twitter, and they have created DTT. They also have a on group, and they introduced me to root candles and weekly stuff. I can show you, but I don't go too much into it because people don't use that a lot. And I use root candles as well. So there's specific times, like 10-4, they work in conjunction, right? But you also have other times that work in conjunction. And it's a bit of a rabbit hole, but once you start seeing it, it's you can see that it just goes from level to level, and it's not that it's the time that's important, but because the algorithm is scripted against time, because it's the one thing that cannot be manipulated, right? So what happens? Why is 4 o'clock an important time? It creates an imbalance or liquidity point. That's all. It's nothing else. So it's just that on specific time moments, the algo does things so it knows where to reference back to. That's it. It's not specifically the time itself that is important. But imagine that, how can they script the algo against price? Because price can be manipulated, and they are the ones doing manipulation. So they have to have something which cannot be manipulated, and that's time. So for me, it's always time above price, and the reaction from the retail will follow. So that's how they induce fear and greed by specific behavior, and then comes the order flow. So for me, if you use volume profile, yes, it works, but you're one step behind still, in my opinion. So that's how I see it, and that's why I use time specifically. I have it on my other screen, so I don't show it here anymore because I'm like, if people don't use it, it might be more confusing. But for example, if there's the root candle, the 312, so that means the 312 is printed, and then there's the 658 that's printed, and those two, in a lot of the times, the moment that the 312 runs to the 658 or just when it goes, when you have like a reversal, those two I always look into, and then they work together as well. And there's so many other things. I mean, I can talk about it for hours because I'm still finding out a lot of things because I'm still studying it, and especially calculating those daily ranges. If you watch that video, I made a short. I made actually a funny short of it this weekend. I didn't really focus on the thumbnail, but I thought, even though it's a demo trade, I know the long video is called 3.6R trade during NFP week. But I was so confident on that level because it was so I didn't get out of my trade, but it ended up to be a 1.5 hour trade basically, because I knew the level. I was quite certain that it would hit it, and also because I'm still trying to figure out, okay, how does it feel, or how, percentage wise, am I really on the right track by really doing how I calculate it? So that's why I use also NFP week to go into those deeper and more complicated things. But I made a very funny. You should watch that short. It's not that I want you to watch the short because I want you, but if you see how I, as a day trader, we don't want to sit in long trades, right? We want to get in. We want to know if we're wrong, and we just want to get out or be stopped out ASAP, so we know, right? And it's how you establish your trading identity. But I got in, and I just realized at some point, and I should have known NFP week, Thursday. Those are always horrible. Even though it goes to levels, it's horrible PA. And I went in and I had a few stabs because I went on in the PM session. I think about 12:15, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's my level. I know it's going to go there. And then obviously I had a few stop outs because I was too early. So. And then I thought, okay, now I put on that in the short, but also on the live video, 2:09. It's a very important time. There are very specific times, especially in the PM session, that give a lot of information. So I entered 2:09 because that was for me the confirmation. Okay, now it's going to that level that I already calculated, and I have my magnets there, and everything is there. And it's a level that should be met before 4:15. And it could go higher after that, but that's that level. And you can see me really being happy, like, okay, I'm going to enter now finally. I had a few stop outs, and then, and then it's not going yet. Oh, okay, this might go not. And then you see all these emotions, and then I get like, you're live, so you have to be, still be entertaining, or at least talk to the people that are there. But it's so funny, and I just made I made a laugh out of myself, to be honest. So just watch that little short, and then I fall asleep. So I put some music under it, like. I had a lot of fun doing that this weekend. Check it out. It's just me making fun of myself, to be honest. Yeah. I think I named it when a trader starts doing weird things. Yeah. So it's just. So yeah, I can call myself a day trader. And I prefer not to be in trades longer than 15 minutes, in and out, and just make your money and run, I guess. But then again, it's also a good practice, right? I mean, sometimes at some point, I think it's improvement or it's growth when we go into swing trading. So that's something for my next phase in trading. But now I just want to. I love day trading, to be honest, and I love streaming. I think I really like it. Yeah. So anyway, that was that. I mean, it is me making a fool of myself, basically. Yeah, I think it was funny. I mean, I was having fun making it, and also getting into. I need to get into video editing because you stream and you don't do anything, but it's also nice to when you're on YouTube to get into video editing. It's you have all these programs like Canva, and it's not really that hard, but you need to put some time in it. So I got some editing practice. But anyway, let's get into. It's a good time to analyze because I just wanted to go over some scenarios, right? So, TJ, do you notice on the 4 hour where you see on my screen, you see the 10 o'clock and you see there's no wick. You see that on top? It's a 10 o'clock plus there's no wick. That has my attention, because a flat candle with no wick means there hasn't been any manipulation on that candle, and that's something that the algo doesn't like. It's basically a lack of imbalance, or a lack of manipulation, I should say. So that means it will be drawn to that at some point. But it's also at 10 o'clock. Obviously, it's a 4 hours, so it has to be a 10, 2, 4, 6. But the 10 o'clock, you hear me talk a lot about it, right? So if I say I have my 10-4 model, it also goes the other way around for 10 model. So yeah, just put them on your charts and start just looking at it, and you'll see you'll notice some things. It's very interesting how the 10 and the 4 a.m. price are so significant. They'll give you a lot of information. Yeah. So I love flat tops and bottoms. So let's have a look at that level, by the way. See, that's what I like to also, like when I'm on stream. I do want to find a way to get people on as well to talk and stuff, but just sitting it and going over it for people, it just helped me also see some things that I might not have seen if I'm not doing this, right? So it helps me a lot as well, framing my trades and looking into the session. Yeah, and I like it that it's still a small group, because it's more. I've been looking at other YouTubers, but it's a lot about just. I see all these affiliate links, and it's all the questions are basically about prop firms, and I'm like, I don't want. I mean, it sounds maybe harsh to say, but I don't want people here that are just interested in prop firms and are too lazy to even go to the prop firm and look into the rules and regulations. And so the time on stream is used to talk about the prop firms. And I do not want to get into that. I'm not interested in that, to be honest. Obviously, if I get 1 or 2 affiliate links with companies that I really use and like and benefit, what my listeners can benefit from, but I'm not really interested in making it about that. You know what I mean? You understand? I'm just curious if that's something. Is that really what people are looking for? Like, or is it more educational? They want to see good trades. I just don't know. I've been watching a few times, and I'm like, okay, is that really interesting? Is that really what I need to do at some point, or could I just focus on education? Yeah. So I'm just curious. I would like some feedback on that, because I was just really wondering, like, wow, so many viewers, and it's basically just about prop firms, and people like that, I guess, or it's just giveaways. Do they like to have a giveaway and just follow signals? I don't know. I would rather teach people things that they can really use, and I would really yeah, but there's so much. What ICT actually does. He gives you the basics. It's really a building block, and I think he leaves quite some things out, I think, but I can understand because they're too good to be true. But what I do see is that some good traders really make it their own. For example, I love Lumi trades as well, how she trades, and she also, she made things a little bit differently, how she looked at it. And Zusi, I don't know if you, I like Zusi because he's also very much into time, and I realized that that what he uses a 90-minute candle, right? And he says that time Like if there's specific creation of a candle on the left, time will go into that candle at the same time. So I haven't really figured it out 100%, but they are sharing some very valuable. But you have to look into it yourself. They gave a little bit, and then you'll have to find it yourself. Yeah, no, I love it. I'm just studying. I'm still studying, and I love just to keep on going. And some things I'm not sharing yet because they're too good to be true. And I'm like, really? And I'm still back testing a few things, like calculating those ranges. But I gave a layer one. I made a layer one video, and that's how 8:30 candle. And I was actually planning to take it down, but I'm like, you know what? There's not much traction because I'm a new channel, right? So I just I just left it there to see, like, okay, let's see if some people figure it out, what I'm actually doing here. Because it's just it's a little part of my whole thing that I've been studying. And it's just one way to calculate, but it doesn't work all the time. But the idea how it works, what you need to do with those two things that I mentioned, you have to combine a few things. But I think if you really look into it, I'm like, okay, people could figure it out. But I think most people are not interested in longer videos, longer than 1 minute. They don't really like it. So I'm just leaving it out there. I thought, okay, you know what? It's okay. I'm not, but the ones that really put in the work, they will appreciate it, I think. So, I don't think that if you focus more into the deeper side, it's not that popular, I think, because people don't like that. But I don't really mind. It's like really what I want to do. I would really rather have a few people that are more interested than have a lot. And it's just like, oh, give me a signal, give me a giveaway, giveaway, giveaway. I'm gonna get irritated. I will be nasty at some point. But anyway, TJ, I love your feedback. Give me more if you have anything like, okay, I like what you said. I like because I can see you're a real student that has put in the time to research his teaching. I appreciate that. Thank you. And also what I really have, and also making it my own a little bit, and I'm using other time-based methods to combine it. So it's basically it. And I don't understand why people are bashing ICT. I mean, you learn from what he teaches. I've learned from different mentors. I take a little bit of everyone, and I made it like a melting pot. But obviously, we all go back to all the people that I have learned something from are more ICT based, but they added something new, and they created their own identity around it. And that's what ICT was. And that's, I mean, how can you hate that man? I mean, he gave so much, and I just don't understand it. Just take what he gives and be appreciative, right? And yeah. So what are we getting now? I'm just gonna have a look at the charts again. I'm looking. Yeah, and it's a slow grind. Growing a YouTube channel. I still haven't told most of my trader friends what I'm doing, because I just want to sort of like start the channel and see if I pop up in their feed at some point. But YouTube, it goes slow. I start with 0. I'm not going to go on Twitter. It's a cesspool of negativity. So I just want to do only YouTube. So I know it will go slower. And my subscribers are not really going very fast. But, it's okay. I just enjoy it. And so it's all good. We're just focusing on content and on quality and a real community, just building a nice community or adding to other communities that already exist. But I want to be more serious, but also want to have fun, during the streams. So that's it. And I actually miss the weekends. I mean, when I'm in the weekends, I miss being on the stream. I'm like, okay, it's Monday, I can go back on stream. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so we're in consolidation now, guys. So we're just waiting and chatting a little bit. So yeah, just going over some models and over some logic for this weekend and for this week. I do believe that we can really use the NWalks this Monday, and maybe in combination with the 10-4. So if we do go up, TJ, this 10, you can see it might be a reversal, so we might have a 410, right, later. So we just have to see. But what's very important, if we have when the 4 a.m. prints, it cannot be touched in order for the 10-4 model to work. The 4 a.m., which is printed on the day itself, cannot be touched after pre-market. So that means you don't want it to be touched after 7 o'clock-ish. Sometimes it varies a little bit, but if you have when it moves away from it in pre-market, that's the best. We're going to check now this 4 a.m. I want to check exactly what happened if this is still a valid 4 a.m. to use in my 10-4 model. Because when is it still valid to use? When it's been traded to in the whole pre-market and it uses the 4 a.m. You will see that if you put it on your chart, you will see it will be used as support or resistance a lot of the times. So let's go back to this 4 a.m. because if it's been used or touched before 10 a.m., it's still going to be on my radar for today. So let's go into the in-depth of the 10-4 because maybe we can, because I'm not on stream on a 10-4, but are you, I don't know where you are. You're in the US, right, TJ? Or were you, I can't remember. But I don't know, do I see you in PM sessions sometimes as well, right? But I would love to hear that you have used the 10-4 to your benefit. So let's go over, let's see about Friday's 4 a.m. What happened and if it's still valid to use it. Let's go, I'll go on the 15 on this one and then we can still have enough information. Okay, we're moving out of the, I'm not taking any trades right now. Okay, let's see. Okay. So this 4 a.m. has printed here, right? We moved away from it. We haven't touched it here. And what happens in the move down? We've got this big 10 a.m. candle printed here. The open is here. And we move down, boom, into the 4 a.m. You see that? Do you see how this candle here, we've got the 10 a.m. open. There's no manipulation, so you don't have, so technically that's the one time you don't have the manipulation, but you see where it goes and where it stops. Right to the 4. You see that? You tell me my 10-4 doesn't work. So on a day like that, I wasn't trading because it's NFP week. I wasn't behind my charts. I market order in these kind of trades. So if I see that my 4 o'clock has not been touched because here it's printed, everything goes away, and I see a big drop coming down, it's my 10-4. I just get in. I market order in, and I just put my stop here, boom, and I get out. I don't even care about this move anymore. You see how mechanical it is? Let me see, how many points was that? Okay, let's say you market order in somewhere here, right? So it's about 80 points. So that would have been my trade in NFP week. I didn't trade it because I wasn't behind the chart. So you see where it goes? Boom. Exactly. 4. So this 4 a.m., I would not really use it anymore because, the 10 has been printed, open. There was no manipulation. But now we might get a 410. Now I'm looking at that. So let's go. I'm going to look. I hope everything is clear about. I think I'm going to take a long. What time is it? 3:07. Yeah, it's a paper trade. Getting in the mood. I'm going to trade my my funded later on. from rest of the week. Now, why am I interested in a long, right? Now I expect some rejection maybe here because we're in that N walk, but it seems like we're going to it. The only thing that worries me a little bit is that we have a flat candle here and a gap. And we're at the end of the macro. But I'm still, I haven't set my stop loss yet. Oh, I did, but you cannot be here. You're too low. I'm going to use the breaker here. I'm defining my my TP, guys. I'm a little bit late, but so why did I get in? And that's because I saw this breaker being activated, and we went a little bit in. And normally, what you would see is that it might go out a little bit and still go back into the range. But for now, we are in this inversion on the 15. But it does, we're above the midpoint already body-wise. So that gave me the, if I am correct, that gave me the confirmation for a little bit of a pop, like we're going to see happen now. Yeah. So it's going to be a small trade. We're out of macro. Just want a little pop higher, then I'll get out. Okay. Let's go and break even. I don't care. I'm just warming up, guys. It might go to the event horizon, but I don't care for now. Yeah, there we go. Oops. Okay, I wanted to see that pop. It's enough for me for now. It's a manipulation move. I'm not interested. I would rather have a distribution move. Okay. So now watch this event horizon if it's going to reject from here. Okay. So most likely it will hit the event horizon. It will go a little bit higher, 779. But this reaction from the breaker sometimes is very short. Because we're outside macro technically, it just uses the it can extend a few minutes, but then again, yeah, most likely we're just gonna as well. Then we'll get into at 3:30ish. You can get a larger entry, bigger one. When I would play my um, funded, for example, I would game with, for example, with micros. But I would also see a couple of years, and then so I'm gonna wait for that. 3:30ish, because that was also lacking last week a little bit, even though the trades were pretty easy to frame. I just wanted extra confidence to make sure that you know, I can size up a little bit or add to positions. So for example, I would have, like, I like this because we have now fair value gap in a previous important level. So that means this fair value gap becomes significant as well. So I use these first presented fair value gap of different sessions a lot, really a lot. They're like a roadmap. My cat snoring, I hear snore. So cute. So cute, so cute, so cute. Okay. Now, have we met the top for now? Are we going to go higher? Or are we going to? What I also use is the opening range gap of last week, of last Friday, because those levels I use quarter, 1/3. For example, yesterday or Friday when we back up, the 4 a.m. was exactly back to the bottom of the opening range gap. It didn't go higher, and it was also the daily open. It went into the daily open after in Asia, but not in yeah. I thought it did, but now it went just to the bottom of the opening range gap, which was also a 0.66 level of a previous opening range gap. So very interesting. It's so mechanical. Really, it is. It's just amazing. And now we're just hovering about the midpoint. I'm going back into the mid. So 23.79. I've got 23.790, 792. Let's frame a nice trade. Yeah. Okay. It's 317. I'm getting very bullish, guys, and I'm looking at the level 85, 23.852-ish. But I want a good entry, so I'm just 23.85. How much is that? 52.7. Yeah, I want a really solid entry, good result. I try to find it. I don't want to miss it now. Because we still want to move. I suppose I see the above the randomizing. It's really important. And then we have this level here, 318. Yeah, okay. So continuation moves are, 20 to 40 in the hour. Those times are usually also used not to grab liquidity or imbalances. Is usually used for continuation or reversal. So now I want to see what happens at 320. I want to see it go down and then I'll get in. I see the price now. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we can get a good retest of a level, which we want to see. Yes, here. But this should be a bottom of our right. So let's use this. It looks like a propulsion. Right, once we get over this level, we're going to be bullish because 20, it's 20. Yes. Just trade to NWOL because it's a safe trade. So now I'm using this order block as a stop. This has to be possible. I don't want to go as your gap. So let's see. Sorry. Comes with 320 time to 340-ish. We're off this 15-minute very night, so that's why I was framing that before I said go off this here, 15-minute higher. Spot minus as well. But how high are we going? I mean, I could be wrong. Don't want to reject here. We haven't really rejected that much from this event, right? This here, but then again, we're gonna get let's see. Yeah, I think we're rejecting from the event horizon, but I'm still not. I'm just staying in. 322. Now 42. It's so interesting what you're saying. 944 is very important, and 1034. If the 1034 is very root candle, but what I've noticed with the ICT is that if you have a move to the downside or upside, it either reverses 942 between 942 and 944. I haven't really noticed that. I've actually been really paying attention about the 2022 level, but that's interesting. Now, I can go really deep into time shifts. You can get a lot of the 1034 time. You see it with the 4 candle prints, for example. There's a lot of consolidation at the time, right? You want to see if you're going to be short or long. You want you'll see the for example, we're still bullish and we have a nice move in the AM session. Then you want to see around 1034 price go low and to add below 1034 price. Then you right back up. You'll notice a lot it's sold around that time. We had a good move in so never 1030, never a good time to enter. What do you want to wait? Especially when it's consolidate, you wait after 1030. Okay, I'm going to stop that. Yeah, that's okay. That's fine, because then I know. Okay, good. Now I know there will be a nice, because we already went above this level. Right? That's why I'm paper trading to get into the market 1034 price. It's very important. Look what you wait when you see it's a 1 minute calculation. So what you want to do is that you for short you want to enter above it. For long you want to enter below. Yeah. I use a 1034. It's very significant in my actually the DTT. So the root candles, there are root candles. I'll go over them. I'll go over the specific ones. You already so notice something around the times. If you really go into your trading, you really will already are like those times probably are like, oh yeah, but I'm already looking at that. I already noticed something about that time. So 2:12 a.m. 658. 12:02 is very important for me as well. Let me go. I'll go into. Hold on. I'll go over the. He has a free book, by the way. No, he had a free book. Let me find it and put in chat so you can go over it. Actually, crazy that he does it for free to be honest. But I then they come to the Discord. Go over. I have to go to my other screen. Now, are we did I put my stop just a little bit too low, I guess, right? It was going up from here. Yeah, let me just hold on. Let me just watch the trade, because I think I've just been stopped out on 1, 2 ticks. That's okay. Let's see. Yeah, I put it right below. I put it below this one here. That's what I did. I think. This is it. So how many coins did I put it one, I said one below this 765. God damn it, that was just 1 point. Spot on. Okay, I was stopped out on 1 point. Why? Because I thought it was low, which is wrong. It was not. But we are in the middle of this. Now, if we go to the 3-minute and see, you see this here, there's our value gap. Liquidity. This is liquidity. So you see how it gets from the how you can frame your trades and just go to the event horizon, right? So let's break here. The horizon really could be done for a while. You just let it play out again. You know, I got back into. I never should have entered around the event horizon. I should wait because it hit the event horizon. It's a liquidity point, and then it normally either it rejects or reverses from it. But I think here is just we go back into consolidation. So we've got a new first presented fair value gap printed from the 3 o'clock. Then the long session, this new one, this one, and obviously they're different on the time frame. On the 5-minute, they're different on the 3-minute and on the 1-minute. Sometimes you see that it's already hit the first presented on the 5-minute, but not on the 1. So how do you interpret that, right? So it's like, oh, we hit it on the 5, but maybe it's not going there on the 1. Sometimes it does that. This can be a little bit confusing. So you have to scroll through the times to the 1, 3, 5. That's the ones that I use. But we look better on the higher time frame now a little bit. So that actually means we're going to get a retest of a breaker. I also see a breaker on the 5, which I like. And well, let's see if we can get a good retest, and then we can enter. We can have a proper entry. So that breaker. Let me find the DTT book. I think on my other laptop. I'll show it on my in another. I'll make sure I'll get it on this laptop as well. Because did I print it here? No, I don't think I have it here. Let me know if you look at digital time theory from 9. There's root candles and how you can use them also as premium and discount and stuff like that. So I don't use it. I started a stream using them, but it was because nobody uses it. I stopped doing that because I thought it's more annoying. What the hell is she on her charts? So I'm not using that, but I can change to the other screen if you want to. Why am I not? Why is it not going? Now it's interesting to see that it's not going below the midpoint of that orange line, right? So we're still bullish. Oh, now what happened? Did I lose my chart? I think so. Oh wait, okay, I have to get my chart back up in. You know what? I'll show you the time. I'll show you a different screen. Now we're here anyway. Let me go to it. Digital time theory. I'll show you something else. Make this off to make it clear. There we go. Okay. Okay, so this is the time that you, so you said 9:40. Actually, this end would be really simple because we had very manipulated time period. But actually, we do have the 10:34. When you see, remember I said you have a long, you want to be a little below the 10:34. So you do have to say 10:34. This is 3 minutes, but this is the box, it's 1 minute. So it brings, it goes straight below. Then you want to frame along most of the times when there's no continuation, and the next one is and then you go up. You're going to be below the 10:34 for long. So you need to consolidate here again. What you can do, I will use ICT. I'm already quite confident. Probably have some other confidence as well. I just have to wait for price to go below over the 10:34 for the continuation move. So that gives you a lot of information. Then over here you see it goes over the 10:34. But if you are bullish and you think reversal, but you already know the reversal because you had a change, say to the over here, boom, 10:34. So this helps you a lot to frame entry points and exit points. Now let's talk about another time. So the 9:52 as well that we use, and let me go to the 5. But the weekend is whatever time I go to 5:20. Here they go to another root candle. So you see the top. If I would not use my day, then where do go? It goes to another. So I want to see my 3 + 8 example. Do I have here? Try a little bit. I use it on the background. I look at the times the root candles, how they behave in combination with 4, because 4:10 is a root candle, not 4 a.m. So I have a different model actually that is not. But then we also have a weekly and a yearly root candle that we use, and if you see that, my mind will be blown. Okay, so here's 312, right? The 312 has been to, and let's see, 658 obviously not, but when you see a candle like this overlapping there, most of the time it indicates chop. You can see that. Okay. Now there's the so this indicator also helps you to tell you how the volatility can run. So now at the top this model, it tells me okay, we reached the AMP plus level, but the high probability we're going to the AMP minus. So these calculated levels, it can extend to the top, but if we had a problem to upside, this can indicate that the volatility has maxed out on to the top side, and we're going back to the EQ or to AP minus. The model have names, they have ranges we calculated, and we still have the average range is 40 points, so we're in the that we have done. So the question is, are we going to go down another 30 points to the downside? I believe so. And we're going to the So for example, I would pay this growing more because we reached AMRP plus and almost at 340, that's 340, 340. We're going into the next one. Just wait and give me my next levels as well. Yeah, it's a confluence. I don't use it as a given, but because it can extend, right? You will see it can extend 1, 2, 1, 2. You can see that 1, 2.5 or standard deviations above it. But that's what it does. But it helps. Like now, I know okay, we run out to use this model, so it's high probability in this little time left. We're gonna make any movement. So it just helps you. Just give you more market information. So I'm start sharing screen. Damn it! I've been talking. There's no screen. What happened? I see them on a stream. No, there is. There should be. Your voice is lagging. Are you kidding me? Is my voice still lagging? Okay, there's a screen. Gotcha. Okay, I was looking at the day. Is my voice still lagging, guys? That's so annoying. Do a speed test. It's better now. Okay, so it was lagging. I am wired up again to the router, but I think there might be some internet issues. They've been bad for a week already. So okay, so yes, it is lagging. It's better now. It is lagging. Okay, it's annoying. I don't think I can change it because I think it's the internet. It was lagging before, right? Is it started? TJ, you have been all the time. Someone has been all the time. It must be You're for 410 at the end of the day. Yeah. Hey, I don't know what to do about the voice price. I guess the internet. I hope. Was my voice okay before? Is it now? Did it start now? Did I get? Couldn't I lose the internet? So you think my 410 is because you already have a few extra confluences, right? You're actually adding an extra confluence. Let's have a look. A little bit distracted because of the internet force thing. So I wanted to be good. It's so annoying when the stream is not good technically. That's you guys hear me, or I'll make signs about it. Yeah, look at that, it's going. Oh, we had a retest on my breaker. Yeah, you see my breaker. I want to go back to my other. Why are you not? No. Okay, I'm gonna do something different, guys, because it's not working. Screen capture. I'm gonna add something in OBS. Just 1 sec. There we go. That's my. No, I'm bullish, Kira, at the moment. Because we had the moment we are above this orange line, I said I'm bullish. I just missed my entry because of I was checking I would have gotten in exactly where in my breaker. I got stopped out. Let me go over my stop out and my trade. So I was already in, but then we went down a little bit. Let me go to the 1 minute. And I actually wanted to retest. I wanted to retest this area here and now glum. I got in because this was we had a proposal block here. So I got in, and I stopped 1 point below this one, so I stopped out, but then I was already eyeing this area for long. I just missed it. I was busy. But this was my area, and yeah, this was my area of entrance here, right in the breaker. So, and I'm actually long now. We're back at the event horizon, as you see. But on Mondays and Tuesday, I call it ping pong. Monday and Tuesday. Let's see if it rejects again from the event horizon. It's going to blast through. It will go to the end wall. This is what it does. It might have a few stops along the way, but it's not that far. So it's 795. We probably have some other levels there that are from interest. I missed because I was busy. I missed my entry. Okay. 795. Yeah, I will probably reject a little bit below that and go down and take it out at a later time. So let's look for some other levels to get out of. Are you bearish or bullish? Yeah. We are rejecting again from that event horizon, though. It's laying in and out during the stream. Ah, shit. Okay. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry, guys. That's I don't think I can really improve it without going offline and starting laptop and looking into it. So I'll just continue for now and then make sure that for the afternoon session I go back up to position map because I'm directly in the okay. I hate it when it's so bad. Okay, well I'm just gonna continue. I know the quality is bad. I hope you can hear me. We just have to chat through. Let's wait for the 350 for macro and see where the for candle is printed. Will you guys be joining me for the PM session? Let's see if the 4 is going to work out. So let's see if the 4 o'clock prints, right? If it goes to the 10, that would be awesome. But you saw how the on the NFP, for example. So if you see that happen again, like a move like that to the downside, and you indicate it's 10 o'clock, you just look where's the 4 o'clock, and you see it go down. You can literally go back test it. Just market order in and just take it to the 4, and you just have the easiest trade ever. And especially when you see on the 10 a.m. there's no wick, there's no manipulation. It is in a hurry to go down, and everything. It should have been yeah. I hope you go and let me know if you have if you benefit from the 10-4. Please, I hope so because it's such a nice model. I'm not making it too long. I'm gonna wait for the 4 a.m. just to see what happens, and then I'm also gonna touch some grass and make sure that the PM session is going to be good, wise. Gonna have some more coffee. So did you trade anything, Kira? I saw you Friday a little bit, but I haven't seen you. You didn't trade the whole NFP week, right? Are you ready to rock and roll? Yeah. Take care, TJ. Hope to see you soon again. So annoying. The quality is bad. I hate it. Could be that my laptop that I didn't restart my laptop. I'm doing a lot of things on my laptop. It's not good. But anyway. Now, are we done for this move, right? Could it be that we have enough to the upside? I don't know. Let's see. Now, if we would go through the first presented fair value gap of the London session, you might turn bearish. It seems to be, yes. Let's see. So this is actually the underwriting has disappeared here. So it's twice, and normally what you see happening if it really goes through it, it's just one time and it goes to the other side. But this is too much to see. So I'm just wondering if I should continue because the quality is so bad. I just wonder if I can give any so watching. We're gonna wait. Thank you for sticking by, guys. Even though the quality is bad, I'm gonna sort it out straight away after the stream. I appreciate it a lot. Okay, wow. So we went back to the midnight. We have touched midnight now. We reversed this respect to this value. So we are moving up. When midnight is touched, normally it doesn't really blast through it, right? You always see like a rejection from there. Yeah, it's going down. Looks like it. It's gonna blast through all these levels. London, not likely, maybe rejecting this area, or maybe lower, higher. See, I'm really happy that I don't trade my lives yet in London when I just start getting warmed up and after some issues in the weekend that needed to be sorted, so I wasn't really on the stream. And also we have some consolidation here on the side of the chart. I would expect too much to go on this side now. We just hit midnight, so what is it going to do? Huh? Interesting. So I always frame when I'm in London and I would have a trade and I see it rising here, right? When I see it, because I don't trade. I have short trades and I get it in here, but I missed that line. I would just take it to the extent. But because it was already hit here and ejected from, I would have actually expected this time that it would go over it. So that might have fooled me a little bit, but I still would have just taken it to that level because I just run my trades, especially on stream. I don't really go for unless I really have a proper accumulation, manipulation, distribution, and I see the manipulation and I get in, and I have my 10-4 model, for example. But like in situations like this, I would just, take these trades and I just up and get ready. What you see here, this is a clear indication that it made an equal low. Yeah, this was pretty. I was hoping to see that and to read once and but then this was very cool. Yeah. So and then rejection the second time to be and so that makes me a little bit bearish, I guess. But then again, it's I like to just use this session for Intel for AM PM session because I'm really into trade. I'm really trading for money this week. I demo to get in the mood, I guess. But today, even though on Mondays with no news, I mean, there's still good money to be made, especially when you use the NWOGs and the event horizons and some specific time-based models. The ranges are just smaller, but they're still ping-ponging between it, and there's still good trades to be made. So, yeah, don't you think the era? I think so, right? What are you planning to do? Are you going to treat this trade Mondays? I know you didn't NFP week. So we're below it now. What else do I understand? I started the stream at 2 a.m. Eastern phrase, and it said that I started the stream 61 minutes, or it's an hour ago. It really something very much off. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the quality of the stream and why it's so bad and lagging. Really, it's hard for me to focus now on the shorts. So I think I'm going to stop here. Make sure that I'm going to be fully set up with the PM session, that the quality is back on as it should be. So my sincere apologies for that quality of the voice. And yeah, I'm to the downside. I should say I want to do the stream tonight here as well. I'm going to set it up here. So I'm just going to work on improving now, checking out what's going on. So I'm going to stop it here. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. And I'll see you later today, and otherwise tomorrow. And another session. I'll see you soon. Yeah. Ciao, ciao for now. I'll see you later.